Hi everybody, for today's science experiment, if you watched any of my old videos, I've introduced online science experiments. Um, and the website I use for our science experiments online is called sciencekids.co.nz. And on this website, there's various science projects for you guys to try out. And this is just to give you the option to be able to do science experiments, because I know sometimes when we post certain experiments online for you guys, you might not have certain materials to do so. And this just gives you the opportunity to participate and engage in science experiments, but online. And this is easily accessible to any of you guys. Um, and for today, we are going to be, our experiment's going to be focused on melting points. And on this website, whatever science experiment you choose, they give you a little description on what to expect and how to do the experiment, but also questions to keep in mind while you're performing the experiment. So today we're going to be focusing on melting points. And the description here, it says, I'm going to highlight this. Learn about the melting points of different substances by experimenting with different temperatures in this interactive science activity. Have fun as you heat and cool various solids and liquids. At what point do things like chocolate, aluminum, candle wax, butter, and ice candy melt? What objects have the lowest melting points, and which ones need high heat before they begin to change? Put them into the testing beaker and give it a try. You might be surprised by the results. Enjoy this cool science experiment game for kids. Um, okay, let's jump right in. So before you begin, they give you like a little thing on what to try. So for this, it says, try this. Drag the substance you think has the lowest melting point into the beaker. Click the red heat button to test it. Okay, so you press OK, and then the activity begins. So you scroll through and see what you have here. So I have 3 items here. So I have chocolate, an aluminum can, and I think this is an ice cream. Yeah, ice candy melt. Yeah. Um, and so now I have to figure out what has the lowest melting point. I do have an idea what it is, but I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys what it looks like when we test every one of them out. So I'm gonna first go with the chocolate, and I'm gonna press heat and see how long it takes, how high it gets. So the chocolate had a melting point of 35 degrees Celsius. Can you find a substance which melts at a temperature even lower than that? So we have chocolate is not the lowest, and then we have aluminum, which I highly doubt will be the lowest melting point, but we can try it out and see. And we're gonna press heat. And you can see it's getting really high, right? So aluminum is definitely not the lowest melting point. So it says the aluminum had a very high melting point of 660 degrees Celsius. Can you find a substance which melts at a lower temperature than that? And what do we have here? The next one left is an ice pop. So let's put that in there. I think this might be our winner. And then we press heat. Yes, the ice lolly melts at 0 degrees Celsius, a lower melting point than both chocolate and aluminum. Now read the instructions at the top of the screen to experiment some more. Okay. Drag the chocolate into the beaker. Click the red button to heat it. What happens to the chocolate? So let's heat up the chocolate. Let's press the red button. What happens to the chocolate? So we can see that the chocolate melts pretty fast, right? And now it says once the chocolate has melted, click test to wobble the beaker. How does the chocolate move as a liquid? So let's test it. How does it move? It was moving very smoothly, right? It's very liquidy. Click the blue button to cool down the liquid chocolate. What happens? Let's cool it down. Let's test it. The chocolate's not moving anymore, right? Because once you cool it down, it becomes a solid. So when something is a liquid, it's moving around faster. And when something's a solid, it doesn't move. And now you could continue with the arrows, and they give you a certain set of instructions. So it says, try the same test on the other substances. Which substance must be heated the most before it melts? We already know the answer to that. That's the aluminum can, right? So let's try something else. Let's reset. We'll try, oh, look, we got new items. I think this is a candle. So let's heat it. Candle wax. Its melting point is 60 degrees. Let's test it. What happens? It's liquid. Okay. Let's cool it down. What happens? It doesn't move, right? The same thing we experienced with the chocolate. And now I want to try, the last one I want to try is the aluminum to see what it looks like. Oh, it's not, oh, okay. Last one I want to try is aluminum. Oh, it's not letting me. Okay, let's reset. Oh, why is this? Okay. Let's heat up the aluminum and see what happens to aluminum. We already know from our first round that aluminum has the highest melting point. So now that this aluminum is liquid, let's test it out. It moves around, right, very easily. Now let's cool it down. Let's test it. Similar to all of our other solids, it doesn't move around as much. Well, guys, this is the end of today's experiment. I highly recommend you guys going to this website, trying it out for yourselves. You don't have to do this experiment. This was just an example for you guys to see that you have plenty of options. Go on the website. You'll see a lot of options to try out at home whenever you're feeling bored, or you want to try something new and you want to do a science experiment but you don't have the materials at home. You could go to this website and try out an experiment for yourself. Again, you don't have to do this one. You could, there's plenty of other experiments on this website. And if you don't want to use this website, you could just search online science experiments or online science experiment simulators or things like that, and a bunch of websites will pop up and you'll have multiple options to try this at home. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.